Welcome to Race Day. It's Tuesday once again, third week of Midwest Motorsports. Except big surprise, big joiner in the booth. We've got James J back in the booth with me. James J, welcome to Montreal. How you feeling about racing tonight?
Man, I'm so glad to be back, Adam. You're doing a great job holding it down. These Porsche Cups look so racy and competitive. I was itching to get back in my seat at the booth. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to round three, the Porsche Cup series. It's great to see the Road Series full of action, and looking forward to calling the race tonight again, man.
Yeah, we've got Michael Odell one on the pole tonight in pro. Shea McNeely also on the front row. Jack Lucas, Francis Faustino, second row. Jason Wahlberg and CJ Barzak, fifth and sixth in the third row. Christopher Rowe, Jesse Coffey, Ian Bacchitis, Chris Goldsmith. On to the next line here, in the next row. I think that might be all that's all of our pros tonight. 10 of them. In the AM division, Pablo Araya has put it on pole. That's right. Ben Wall on the front row. Congrats to Ben Wall. Great position there to start. Justin Shoup, Ron Kabiltes, Rick Bundren, Nicholas Moffitt, Kyle Ryan, Troy Nissen, David Wortman, Nick Aslin, Cody Height. Did Cody qualify here? I think. No. Looks like Cody didn't qualify. Not sure yet if he bought the track or not. Or if he's in the field. Let's see.
I think he's stuck in rush hour traffic.
Oh, he's here. I see the...
He's in the seat. That's right. His timer's going.
Yeah, and he's got his classic Tennessee Volunteers. Here they come down this front stretch. You want to call it?
Michael Odell in red, starting off on the pole. Shea McNeely on the outside into turn one, circuit Montreal, Gilles Villeneuve. Great start for Francis Faustino in fourth. See if he holds it off. Michael Odell goes wide. And it looks like Shea McNeely is going to come out of turn one with the lead to go side by side into the first chicane. Single file behind. Still too wide through the chicane the first time. What patience on cold tires in these Porsche Cup cars. Adam, we're off to a cracking start. They're still side by side. Going into turn four, it's Michael Odell. Holds off Shea McNeely for now.
Looks like we've had some chaos in the AM start. Ron Kabiltes has dropped back. Looks like he had an incident, so he's running behind the field. We'll catch up on that after we get back started on lap 2. Pablo Araya is your first AM car in 10th position.
On the pole.
Again, shout out to Ben Wall. This is I believe his best qualifying position, so really been enjoying that car, it seems.
Ben Wall's been enjoying it too. Go through the hairpin for the first time. Pros are down the road, headed to the Wall of Champions. Line astern. That Nick Aslin that I see in the front of the AMs. We'll get back to that as they go through the Wall of Champions. For the first time, the final chicane.
Nick's back in, I believe, 9th in class.
There it is
Pablo Araya leading the AM division.
That's right. Everybody made it through this time. 60 minutes. This race, one pit stop for everybody. Single car for the pros and the AMs this year. It looks like the racing has been a little more predictable. Everybody on racing tires. Same car, Adam. Round 3 of 10. Been an exciting season.
We've seen good racing so far. We've seen some AMs mixing it up with pros. I think that's generally a good thing to get side by side, bumping shoulders with people that have a little more experience, a little more racecraft than you, pick a few things up. It's hard to improve if you're in open lobbies getting punted in turn one. You know, it's it's easier to learn off people that can respect the driving and, you know, keep you focused there. But it's been good battles in both the amateur and the pro divisions. You know, it's just come down to some troubles and mistakes that have cost people, really. I don't think that it's Yeah, the surface temperature is about 105, but it doesn't appear to be impacting the drivers like it was at Watkins Glen last week. It was really brutal last week. Cars were really struggling for grip. It was kind of snotty and slick. I'm not sure what happened to Nick Moffitt. He just dropped back. Nick Moffitt is a back-to-back winner in the AM division, but it looks like he might need to pit in. That looks like some damage on his car. So see if we can catch up with. See if we can catch back up with. Here's Ron Cabiltes. Just looks like just a little tap from Nick Moffitt.
This is the opening lap.
This is lap 1, so that will be reviewed.
Turn 1.
Hop on board here.
Car. It's into the back of the blue car.
So here he is coming into the section here, and then this is where you get the contact.
A little doink.
Yeah. And then just breaks traction there because I believe he's on the, yeah, wasn't on the curb, but still just enough that the weight is unloaded there. So that's the first incident. Into the wall, not how you want to start. And then
like he was understeering into the grass and lifted just at the wrong time for somebody.
So here's Ben Wall and Nick Moffitt. Nick Moffitt, looks like some issue.
Torpedo.
No braking. So
incoming.
Yeah, so that's brutal for Ben Wall, who's had a great qualifying, and then I don't know what happened. Looked like
I know what happened.
It looked almost like Nick Moffitt didn't have brakes.
The broadcasters' cars. We bragged on how great Ben Wall was doing. They're gonna do and start, and then we turned the cameras away from him, and here comes torpedoes clearing the chutes. Nick Moffitt, remnants of Travis Rowe back at Nürburgring a couple seasons ago. Here he comes. Look out, Ben. Target acquired.
Oof.
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, unfortunate. We'd like to know what happened there. Maybe I know people have had issues with their equipment and stuff, but it looked like he really just missed that section. So that's a bummer for everyone involved.
I don't think Nick did it on purpose. It's one of those.
No.
Racing
But
deals,
something went wrong there, unexpected.
I expect apology in the Discord chat.
Yeah, I think unfortunately I would expect some sort of penalty, perhaps, from a lap 1 incident and then another incident on the next lap. So that will be reviewed.
Battle for the lead. Shea McNeely proving to be the class of the field with Michael Odell. I don't know, is this Michael Odell's first trip back this season?
Michael Odell was running great last week, had an issue with his VR headset. Unfortunately, did not score the points that he would have liked to, even though he was in great running position. That said, Jason Wahlberg currently is the points leader, trailed by Shea McNeely, Jack Lucas, Christopher Rowe, and Francis Faustino in order. Jason Wahlberg running in 4th right now.
Red, white, and blue. Like to see that. DJ Barzak not far behind him. Riding with Rick Bundred, 4th in class now. The black and red Porsche. I like the Porsche Cups where you can see. One thing I did notice in these Porsche Cups is when you hit the curves, they definitely have a spring rate that's doesn't seem to be a lot of dampening. They tend to
yeah, we saw
off the ground.
We saw Kyle Ryan catch some air and some others as well going through the bus stop at Watkins Glen. They were getting launched. Looked like a rally cross event almost.
So it's not Rick's setup. They're all the same fixed setup. Well, this AM battle is awesome. David Wortman in here. Good to see you, David, having a good season. Back at the front was Michael Odell. Seems to be able to control the curving a little better. It's all about car placement and that fraction of an inch and using the sausage or not. Predicting the car's trajectory on entry. Not using a lot of the racing track there. Not using any curbs in turn one, turn two a little slower. But Shea McNeely hot on his tail, so.
I believe that this version of the Cup car is a lot closer to a GT3 than the original. Just a little bit more wild, easier to lose than a GT3 perhaps, but a lot more comparable, so a lot more familiar probably to a lot of drivers that we'll have in the league. Especially compared to something like a Radical or a BMW on street tires.
Top four cars less than a second apart. So, I mean, you really got to appreciate the level of skill we're seeing in this pro division. This is the battle for ninth. Chris Goldsmith. I believe it's that Pablo Araya.
It is. So this would be a position overall, but not in class.
Ah, I see. Thank you. 10 cars in the pros. My first day. Great to be back in the booth, Adam. Thanks again for holding the stream down.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back. It is a lot to fill the space, and it's lonely.
All good. So if you're Pablo here, you just ride. We're watching a replay of Nick Moffitt. We saw him in an earlier incident right
just
in
a
the
little
same corner. Off throttle
just
oversteer.
maybe, yeah, just it's easy to, I think, lose the rear on these. I'm not sure if that's maybe part of that suspension package in this, whatever this, what I want to say, this setup. You know, the suspension seems like you can lose the rear pretty quickly. But yeah, I think if you're Pablo, you wanna try to race and hold Chris back, because that's why you join the session, to race. But points wise, championship wise, you don't want to worry too much about it and potentially slow yourself down. Oh, now it's not even going to be an issue. Chris just gets, see there, it's that easy to lose the rear, even for somebody with, you know, a decent I rating. The car can just get away from you just like that. No damage done, but he's going to be frustrated. He's got some time to make up to get up to ninth for Ian Bakaitis. But I was going to say, if you're Pablo, you don't want to hold him up so much that you're potentially slowing yourself down, or giving yourself an ulcer from worrying about keeping him behind when you have a decent lead over second place. But now he's just cruising. So enjoy the time.
Justin Shoup in the German colors. David Wortman, a little further back. Nicholas Aslan hot on his tail.
In the M division, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to ask if you've had time to drive any of these Porsche Cup cars to get a feel for how they drive in the trail braking. It seems like a lot of these on the exit of the corners losing the brakes might be a factor of the brake bias or just a trail braking technique.
Yeah, I know that some of the drivers I haven't put in a bunch of laps in this new version of the Porsche Cup car, but I know that drivers have been playing a lot with the brake bias to get the rotation and then also not to get too sketchy. I am sure not everybody is playing with their brake bias as much as some of the other drivers. So that might be where you see people kind of losing the rear as they're locking up, or, you know, just not keeping the car as balanced as maybe they would like to. Um, seems like that's definitely been important for the feel for people. But the rear end can get certainly loose on this. It is about 107-degree track temp. I'm not sure if it got hotter since the beginning of the race. The surface has cooled down a couple degrees, so shouldn't be as bad. But with the curbs, I think what you see is with the suspension the way that it is, if you take too much curb, this is what happened a lot last week at Watkins Glen. It's hard for the car to gather itself back in and keep the tires planted as the springs are rebounding and bouncing, and they're not keeping the tires pushed into the ground. So you're not making that traction back as the car is bouncing just like it was there. That's almost the porpoising. That's not grip that you're using to turn and get grip and brake and things like that. So the tires are being asked to do a lot, especially when you add in the suspension rebounding over and over and over again.
I see a couple of guys peeking out of the slipstream just to fill up the mirrors, maybe threaten a pass, but not want to lose position either. Just great competition in the Midwest Motorsports League. Sign-ups are always open and always free. Really defensive here as Cody Height tries to make a move on Troy Nissen. Can't make it work yet. Not late enough in the race. There's still 45 minutes left. Only 15 minutes in. Great
Currently in the AM division, Nick Moffitt has a sizable lead over Ron Cabiltes. Justin Shoup in third, Rick Bundren in fourth, Kyle Ryan fifth. Christopher Hopper's in sixth right now, not with us this evening. So this result will be good for Pablo Araya.
Oh, is that Francis? Who's wide? Who's dropping spots?
That might have been Kevin.
In the grass. Kevin Merritt. Roger.
Yeah, Kevin's without a rear spoiler, so that'll be, and a front bumper.
Oh.
So that car will be difficult to drive. It's difficult to keep planted when the car that's aerodynamically tuned has no aerodynamics.
No.
We'll see if we can get a look back at some incidents that have happened. This was Jack Lucas. Oh, he just came to a full stop, so
no.
There must be something wrong with his equipment if he did that. So hopefully nothing's wrong with his PC. Well, this looks like after Kevin had already lost the rear here. I thought this was the incident. That's in the pit lane, so I'm not sure where that happened. Huh. And just a little too much curb. Too much curb left, too much curb right, out of the wall, but it's very difficult for that car to get settled. You just can't take that much with these, it seems. James, can you ever have too much sausage?
No, you cannot. I'm looking for it.
Decided to eat too much sausage.
A little slow. Justin's a little sleepy these days.
So now Michael Odell has opened up a 3.5 second lead to Shea McNeely. A few seasons ago in GT4, Michael ran the slick tire during the rain, spinning and sliding and slipping and going all sorts of everywhere until the track started to dry out, and he started making huge gains in speed, catching Chase Fincher for the win. Still not sure if we'll see any rain yet or not this season, but it seems unlikely.
So we got a paint refresh. Glad to see that. I was wondering where all the Yokohama paints were coming from. But now I get it. Never boring running the broadcast show. 3-man crew. And these guys are just doing awesome driving these Porsche Cup cars. You think they do nothing but practice all week to get these cars dialed in, or they're just really that good? So really exciting to see.
I know. I mean, as practice sessions were going up as soon as last week's race ended.
Yeah.
Some people weren't as excited to jump into that session after their after their results of last week, but practice sessions had been up all week long. That's a nice looking car for Michael Harris.
Aston Martin looking Lotus maybe. Right in front of the Gulf paint for Ron Cabiltas.
But I know that the people do enjoy the official series for this car as well. And I'm sure that with this car being closer to the GT3 in drivability, that it probably the attendance is higher. So there's probably more cars showing up to those.
You got Justin Shoup and Rick Bundren. Is this a new paint job flip-flop that I see? Are they teammates?
Yeah, they've been running this inverted version of each other, a little yin and yang.
I dig it.
Which they've done going back a couple seasons at least. I believe yellow and red in the BMW last season. Just different color versions.
Currently 3rd and 4th in class. It's a good show for both of them. I remember Rick Bundren's first podium last season. He was pretty excited, as he should be. See if Justin Shoup can get one tonight. Here's Francis in 4th, being chased by CJ Barzak. Right behind him. Now we can see the paint's really coming through. CJ Barzak, have fun. Still has the have fun logo on his wind visor. Gotta love it.
See just how unsettled. Oh, somebody on the inside.
Hey, McNeely.
Oh no, what happened there?
Down to 7th. So free spots. Who wants a free spot? Jay McNeely has lost Michael Odell. What happened? Coming into turn 8, I believe.
Braking hard, might have gotten into the grass just a bit.
Ooh.
That's a lot of curb.
Can you turn down a good sausage though?
Oh, you can see how hard the suspension rebounds there, hits the locks.
Oh, damn.
Keeps the rear wing attached. Brutal. It's that quick.
Oh.
So he's now back in 7th.
Jay. Split second lack of judgment is all it takes.
Or going into pit now.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure if he needs repairs, but we've seen we're just about 22 minutes into the race, so I think now the window is pretty wide in this car as far as we've seen, so you can pit fairly early and have enough fuel to make it through. So that mid-race incident hasn't been as brutal as it might have been previously.
David Wortman's in, so maybe this is not too far. Oh, no, Shane. No. You going to lose another lap doing a tow? Or is it just time? He pulled out too early?
I'm not sure.
Oh, no. Don't give up, Shay. Don't give up and quit the server.
I'm
Quitters
not sure
never
if
win.
he's in or not. Sorry, they're stuck on the pit cam.
Michael Odell stays out for another lap. Running perfect precision line.
Christopher Rowe on the tail of CJ Barzak.
Thought I saw Christopher Rowe. having a good run early on the season. Well, good. Good to see Christopher tonight.
Yeah, Christopher Rowe's in 4th position in the pro class, so he's had a solid showing. Two top 5s for Christopher Rowe. So 2 for 2. Currently on track for 3 for 3 top 5s. Jason Wahlberg, Shea McNeely, and Christopher Rowe are perfect in their top 5 finishes. So the only one at risk right now is Shea McNeely.
Look who's threatening behind him in green cars. Jesse Coffey. Thanks again, Adam, for all you've done. Continuing to work the cameras. Jesse Coffey running his own stream.
Luckily on newer tracks, the iRacing themselves have done some of the cameras, so it saves us some work.
Yeah, nice. Start of the Wart revolution, maybe. Jesse Coffey, once he blew up. His live stream's doing well, Cars and Coffees. Do not remember, I highly suggest you check it out after watching our stream, of course. Or before, or during.
Yeah, last week's race winner, Landon Loy, coming from Jesse's stream. I thought he was I thought he was, rank and file Wart. He's just a big time Wart fan, so.
There's enough love to go around in racing, I guess. Oh, it looks like Rick going into turn 1 there. Was that? No. Yeah, Rick. Oh. Yeah. Gosh.
Race director Josh Watt running what I guess will be his home race for this season in Canada. True. I don't think we have Motorsport.
Our friends in the true north. Oh, inside. Cody Height being challenged.
Apologies, I thought something was leaking or gurgling or somebody was showing outside. My dog is smashing her face into the couch and making grumbling noises, so just had to make sure that the house wasn't leaking.
They could put something. Oh, more action.
I think she's excited that she just finished dinner.
She's got the jumpies running around. Ooh, it's going side by side. Justin Shoup and Troy Nissen. Who's going to break first?
Oh,
not Justin. Troy
that was
breaks.
scary. That was scary from this angle. It looked like he was coming across the nose.
Nice racing. Nice racing by both of these drivers to keep it clean. Not even to the halfway point yet. Closest race on the track. We're watching it. There have been some hitters, including CJ Barzak. Let's see where he comes out in relationship to Francis Faustino. Looks like these guys, there's CJ.
CJ is currently 11th overall, 7th in class. Francis is still in 3rd, yet to pit. So overall, from all the way back to 10th place or yet to pit. 1st through 4th in the AM, 1st and 6th, 1st through 6th for the pro, yet to stop. I assume we'll see more takers soon.
Here's Michael Odell, your leader, with 8 seconds over Jason Wahlberg, your points leader. Jesse Coffey side by side with Ben Wall. No, Christopher Rowe. Sorry. Jesse Coffey putting on the pressure. These guys have both gained a couple spots. Maybe they were pitting, but nice and clean driving so far. Both of these guys yet to pit.
Pablo Araya and Troy Nissen hit the pits. See where Kyle Ryan is. If he's got a very Canadian look. Oh, that's right. He told me he has the Larry Enticer just gonna send it on his car, so not sure he has a lot of snow down in Florida, but if he did, he was gonna drink some Busch Lattes and send it. He's sending it right now, trying to get around Pablo Araya. He's gonna be on the inside here. I'm not sure if he will take it, so he gets the move. So pitting early allowed him to get past Pablo. Just gonna send it indeed, and he did. Now David Wortman on the attack against Pablo. Not the most calm way to have your outlap. Going right into the jaws of your competition. Christopher Rowe in the pits now. Rick Bundren staying out. Broadcast partner. Or no, that's Chris Goldsmith. I thought that. Oh no, that is Michael Harris. Broadcast partner Michael Harris ahead of Michael Odell here. Michael Odell's going to take the draft.
Slipstream, that's right. Man, does Michael Odell put a wheel wrong? It looks like he's hitting that chicane every time just the same. Almost perfect. Cody Height now looking up. Is that Ben Wall's paint?
It is.
For position.
Ben explained the meme for the paint job to me the other day, but I don't exactly remember what it was. It's something that, those young kids talk about.
Great
Francis
line for the
Faustino
middle.
in. Jesse Coffey also in.
Nice.
And
Good
Justin
timing.
Shoup as well.
There he is.
Rick Bundren just cruising. Ian Bakaitis also staying out. Jason Wahlberg and Michael Odell. Oh, somebody's in the wall. Might have been Kyle. Front end looks a little wonky.
Damage. Oh yeah.
That might be the cost of just sending it. Sometimes you send it a little too hard.
Gotta pay the price. Does he back it up? Great job,
Able
car
to
control.
hold. Yeah.
Keeping it out.
Hold the line, hold the brake. Gonna kick it around here.
Watch it relative. No traction control in these cars, right? So, or is there overly traction control? Too much.
Not in the situation you are in the GT4. Getting the GT4 turned around is a nightmare with the traction control being set. On this, you should be able to kick this around a little easier. You should be able to break loose.
Got an extra 3X trying to stay out of everybody's way. Appreciate it, Kyle. Thank you for sacrificing.
It's not easy being a good guy. Maybe good guys do finish last.
Michael Odell and Jason Wahlberg into the pits. I was watching the race with CJ Barzak and Francis Faustino, but we'll see where Michael Odell comes out. He had about 9 seconds in front of Jason Wahlberg, from what I remember. Here's Francis. Where's CJ? Not gone by yet.
Jason Wahlberg has now 2 seconds on Michael Odell.
What's that mean?
Michael Odell's pit stop was about 10 seconds longer. Oh no, and now he's around.
We're all
Going to quickly gather it back in. Yeah, it's hardly a stumble, but unfortunately now he's about 8 seconds back of Jason Wahlberg, who, as things stand, is going to expand his lead.
Look at that.
Shane McNeely and Jack Lucas both out of the race, so second and third in the championship and the pro division are out. Christopher Rowe, Francis Faustino, and Jason Wahlberg are going to be making up big points. Jason's always been fast. David Wortman just ahead of Pablo Araya. After pitting, Rick Bundren is in third position, not far behind them, but Cody Height ducking through on the inside. Take a quick look here. For some reason, Cody doesn't have a class.
He's got class. What are you talking about? He's a very classy man. Have you seen his beard? Cody's an am. I'm pretty sure. Not deserving. Not that I'm saying that he's an amateur, but I believe he's in the AM division in our division, our league. Nice guy.
There we go. Administrative duties complete.
Thank you, man. Yeah, 10 seconds for Michael Odell in the pits. Spent 10 seconds longer, 33-second stop for Michael Odell. Did he change tires? And maybe Jason didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see anyone else. Ben Wall at a 29.88. I don't see anyone else at or close to a 30-second stop. So I don't know if there was damage. You can see it again there, just hitting that final chicane hard gets you up on two wheels.
That would explain the little half spin he did there with cold tires.
If he did take, yes. So we'll see his last lap. Michael Odell's last lap was a 1:36.37. Last lap for Jason Wahlberg, 1:36.72. Jesse Coffey, 1:36.85. I don't believe anyone else is under a 1:37 currently. Francis Faustino, 1:36.96. Thank you, Francis, for proving me wrong. Try to pull up YouTube here and see if anyone's talking to us.
Meanwhile, David Wortman is your leader of the AM division right now. Looking back at Pablo. Pablo is hot on his tail. Queen, if you're still watching, don't give up on your boy. But David Wortman has been working really hard to make a name for himself this season. You know, he's a long-time Midwest Motorsports member. We're glad to have all of you guys racing with us. If you're looking to join a league, Midwest Motorsports could be the one for you. A Road Series, all Porsche GT Cup, Porsche Cup cars. Signups are always free and always open. Midwest-motorsports.com. Who's talking on the stream?
Got Tim out there. We've got the Queen. What's up, Queen?
And look at this kerfluffle. Francis Faustino looking back at Christopher Rowe. He's still in front of CJ Barzak. Christopher Rowe made it up in front.
And we've also got Way Beluga in the chat. I'm sorry, I don't know from your YouTube handle who you are, but
Jack Lucas, I think.
Is it?
I believe. Is he racing? What's he doing chatting for racing?
He is retired from the race.
That's why. Jack, you're supposed to be on track, buddy. Oh no, Francis Faustino gets up on the curb. This is Christopher Rowe's opportunity to pounce. They go side by side out of turn 9 into the hairpin. This is the Robert Kubica hairpin, as I call it. Francis Faustino holds the inside line.
No touch.
Christopher Rowe turns in. Good job defensive driving by Francis Faustino. Now Rowe's going to have the slipstream into the final chicane, turn 12 and 13.
Tidy bit of work there from Christopher Rowe as well, just to make sure they didn't contact. Compromised his turn there just to make sure they kept racing.
We are clear for takeoff, NASA. These cars all over the curbs, especially in that final chicane.
Right now, battles on track. Francis Faustino, Christopher Rowe for third in the Pro Division. David Wortman, Pablo Araya for the amateur first position. Justin Shupin, Rick Bundren for the too old, too slow title. And fourth and fifth in the division for AM. And it looks like Michael Harris is chasing Keith Hurlbut. So Michael Harris working on a position there. Those are the current battles on track. Now Cody Heights drawn in on the back of Pablo Araya, so this is a three-way battle.
Yeah. Did Cody Height get his first win in the Midwest Motorsports League? Tonight could be the night.
Pour one out for Jack Lucas.
He types pretty good for a dead man, I guess.
When you're that online.
Overall, I'd say it's been a pretty clean race, though. I mean, these guys getting the car dialed in, getting the track dialed in. Oh, Pablo lights up the wheels on the exit of the hairpin. That's not going to help. Cody Height is going to have a chance down here in the final chicane with 18 minutes to go. Tennessee orange on the helmet. Nope, not quite a good enough run. Pablo saved it. Here we go. These guys make it look easy.
Oh no, why did you do that?
Broadcaster curse.
Why'd you do that to
Sorry,
him?
Cody. Sorry, Cody.
It's okay.
I'll take the blame.
It's okay. Not bad for a guy that probably just bought the track and didn't practice it.
Yeah, that's his style. Show
Looks
up
like
on
unfortunately
race
something went down for Christopher Rowe
day. Oh no.
because he dropped way back.
Yeah, it was on
Here's
Francis. Again. This time, didn't keep it so clean. Robert Kubica corner, what happens?
Oh, sorry, that was the wrong car.
Put back and set up. No, that's weird. Not that corner. Into the final chicane. What, can you imagine the heartbeat? And this is why we race. Francis Faustino. Yeah, Christopher Rowe looking once, looking twice. Cody Heights. But you know, Francis got to be breathing heavy. Christopher Rowe, a driver So Christopher Rowe's stature right behind him. 3-4 laps in a row. Making ground, losing ground, the ebb and the flow of the race.
So I thought that was one sequence there. It showed Francis passing. Let's see here. This is where CJ. So I'm not sure what happened then. He just disappears. Well, sorry about that.
Hopefully
Something
it's not
happened.
more.
He's pitting out currently. So he might have jumped to the pits there. Who knows what happened, but I didn't see any crash or anything come across the screen, so I'm not certain what happened.
Back to our leader, Jason Wahlberg. Oh, the lead has come down to just over 5 seconds now.
Yeah, Michael Odell's last lap, 1:35.54, so that might be some tires. That might be some fresh tires.
15 minutes to go. So about 10 laps.
Yeah, doing 136 laps. Has about a second. Now that was his 136.7. So that one wasn't as quick, but either way, he's pushing. Oh no, now Pablo has an issue, and Chris Goldsmith is between him and David Wortman.
Oh, that was close. Late break. He almost missed it completely. I'm glad he didn't torpedo.
Yeah, nice gathering that back in.
I got a bit of kind of like Goldsmith's paint. Looks pretty awesome. Another Wart design. Yep. Reminds me of the BMW CSLs a little bit. Black with the pinstripes, but yeah. So maybe Araya just let him, well, not maybe, that was an accident, but now maybe he can learn something from the pro of Goldsmith and see if Goldsmith can come up and bring Pablo Araya back up to David Wortman. We'll see.
Christopher Rose trying to make his way back up. I think. Yeah, he is on the same lap. Completing lap 27 currently. But I think he's a lap behind Troy Nissen. So this won't be for an overall position.
Rowe must have had an electrical glitch. Really weird to see him just blink like that.
Yeah. That's all that I can think of, and be curious to know what happened to Jack as well, and if anything happened to Shea.
I think I know what happened to Shea. But I don't know for sure, so I'll keep my mouth, bite my tongue. But sometimes the red mist gets all of us. As Rick Bundring goes inside Troy Nissen holds it. Does he
got
hold it?
Got offline there, almost lost it in the marbles.
Christopher Rowe playing it cool, not wanting to get in the way of the middle of these guys' fight. Yeah, they're not fighting for position. Yeah, they are fighting for position. Good on you, Christopher Rowe. We see you, buddy. We appreciate you.
Okay. Chris says that iRacing crashed.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
So.
Missed an update, maybe?
Just a bummer. Disappointing to have good runs eliminated for back-to-back weeks for drivers just from technical issues on the computer side. Never what you want. David Wortman now is in the position Pablo Araya was previously, where the pro driver is hot on your tail, but you've got a couple second gap back to second position in your class. Might not want to defend and look in the rear view too hard. Chris is looking for a way around. He got a good run.
There we go, David.
Race crew chief on the pit box on the radio saying, "It's not your race. That's not your race."
That's not your race. That's right.
So an overall position lost for David, but he's still first in class. And that's how points are paid, so.
Look at Jesse Coffey going side by side with CJ Barzak. This is for position in class with just under 11 minutes to go. Is Jesse Coffey going to go for a late break and move? Hard on the brakes. CJ's not going to put up too big of a fight.
That was for fourth position.
Through goes Jesse. I think CJ just wanted to be on the Cars and Coffee stream. Check that off your list, CJ. Get on your Jesse.
Trey Nissen looks like he's using all the track trying to get around.
To go. Oh my gosh, and Michael Odell is hot on the tail of Jason Wahlberg. He is caught back up, and now he's gone around. What happened to Jason Wahlberg? Side by side, this is the battle for the lead. Coming out of the hairpin, maybe we might be able to get a replay. Michael Odell is through. That is the difference in tires. And look at this. Jason Wahlberg's going to go back. How bad does he want to keep that points lead? He's got a wheel inside. They don't touch. They use a lot of curve. Still side by side. This is Midwest Motorsports. Inside 10 to go. And the pros are battling for the win. Michael Odell holds the inside line through turn 1. That gives turn 2 for Jason Wahlberg. Hard to get the traction moment here. Oh, let it eat. Into the curves. We saw this side by side on turn 1, lap 1. Here we go again. Michael Odell makes the move. All right, into turn 6 and 7. This is the tightest of the chicanes. Long exit onto a back straightaway. Michael Odell has the tires, and this is why he spent 10 extra seconds in the pits and a half spin warming them up, because he knew it would pay off at the end of the race. But boy, how do you really know with a guy like Jason Wahlberg?
If you see Michael Odell do something with tires at Montreal,
and you don't do it,
it might not work. It might not work, but he has been throwing the Hail Mary for the tire strategies here going back. I mean, that one must have been almost a year ago. See him lose the rear end a little bit there, but wow, that really paid off for him to pull that. We'll try to get a look back here and see what happened. So here's Michael Odell, Jason Wahlberg. Michael just braking later, Jason going wide in reaction, and he just went overslowed and went offline and let Michael run the more aggressive turn. So nothing happened wrong, just Michael really sent it through that final braking zone.
Wonder if Jason Wahlberg really was on a big fuel save and short fueled a little bit and knew he had to lift and coast for the second half of the race, and that was just part of his strategy, and gave up the ghost early to make sure he could make it and maybe hold on to the top 3. In Francis now he's got 15 seconds. I don't see that happening. So maybe Jason Wahlberg's just hanging on to second. Speaking of more battles, Troy Nissen and Rick Bundren fighting for that podium. Troy Nissen backs his entry up, lets Rick Bundren make a mistake. Not a big enough mistake. Golly. You can really see him launch.
I don't feel like we've really seen Rick make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, good point.
Rick
Troy
pretty
Nissen maybe-
consistent.
So it looks like Rick is attacking the entries and Troy Nissen is attacking the exits. What I see right now.
Well,
is
they might be
Richie-
coming back to.
Well, Lordy. Race for the lead is back on. You can't look away from the Midwest Motorsports Road Series. Nice and smooth. No curbs for Jason Wahlberg.
So we'll see if he did the same thing, return the favor.
Michael Liddell just pulls over and lets him go. Is he toying with him?
I don't think so.
It's all good.
I'm not sure if he just didn't get the drive or what. Because he rolled the inside, so that is slower, and you can't get on power as hard because you're still turned. But I'm not sure how he lost that much drive.
You ever driven in VR, Adam? Or tried to?
I've never had a good enough resolution VR headset that I didn't start sweating and want to vomit. So
Right.
it's not something that I've done. Given my space considerations in my apartment, it would probably be nice to have VR as opposed to monitors, but I have not invested in it. I know that it's nice to be able to actually have the ability to look at the entry of your curb, look at the apex, and look around you and see where cars are. Triples definitely makes things easier, so you can see a car beside you. Makes that incidental contact a lot less frequent.
Troy got by Rick Bundren. I will say the time I drove in VR, it was easy to be distracted. So it's easy to lose focus or think you're looking at an apex or you think it's apex. It's actually an exit curve or something. It's
I
you
think
don't have the settings just right or not familiar enough with circuit. It's easy to make a mistake. Michael Liddell's
I
not known
think-
for making mistakes.
almost like in a supercharger when you're using more components, more applications and software, there's more stuff that can go wrong, and we've seen that already, that your VR software can crash. The more stuff you have loaded in and the more intelligent your wheel is and different things like that, the more likely you are to have issues. But when it's all working, it can be really nice. Oh, he's going to
We
split the
going
middle.
3 wide. We are actually going 3 wide. All right, Michael Liddell decides against it, but boy, this is exciting. Spicing up the race, Michael Liddell and Jason Wahlberg.
Michael Liddell battle tested from the SCCA Spec Ford.
Beck Wreckers.
Jason going to tuck in behind. It's not looking like you want to be the car leading into the hairpin at this point.
I'll be going side by side on the exit.
That's going to compromise Jason's exit.
These guys are putting on a show for us. If you see them in the chat, tell them thank you for entertaining the race, spicing it up for us. This is awesome racing. Michael Liddell lifts again in the middle of a straightaway for some reason.
Jason, you can tell Jason Wahlberg's driving because the wipers are on. So his hands are all over that wheel, hitting buttons. He's locked in, managed to get those wipers turned off.
Gonna get this lap and one more. David Wortman with 5 seconds ahead for the AM Division lead. As Michael Liddell gets it wrong.
Great exit here for Jason.
Is he gonna make a move? Nope. All right, you go. One more lap. Oh, Michael Liddell goes deep in the braking. Here we go. Slipstream once again. A defensive line early for Michael Liddell.
Every lap at the hairpin. It's a struggle for the exit. He's going to set up on the inside.
Here we go. Not this time. Okay, into turn one. White flag is out. I don't know why he's not waving. They're not going to make it back in a minute. Michael Liddell with the inside. Whoa, Jason Wahlberg. Clear for takeoff. Stunt driving. Jason Wahlberg. Around the outside. Can't make it stick. Gonna have to follow Michael Liddell. Where's he gonna make his move in the hairpin? We'll see. Oh, Michael misses an apex. Right, this day down in history. That's one of the first ones I've seen. All right, here we go. Jason Wahlberg's opportunity to attack. Braking zone is just past the bridge. Side by side. Turn 6 and 7. It's my favorite place to make a move. Michael Liddell has to go wide. Jason Wahlberg leaves space. They don't touch. Side by side into the hairpin. Nope. Jason Wahlberg has it. Michael Liddell's not going to make a move this time. Jason Wahlberg plays it safe. Drag race for the checkered flag. This is the final lap. It comes down to this after 60 minutes in a pit stop. No slipstream, all out power. Who got the better drive? Great camera is going to show you. Michael Liddell's going to have the inside line. Jason Wahlberg's going to have to do a late break or a crossover. Let's see. Here we go. Michael Liddell eats a lot of curb. And it's a drag race, and Michael Liddell looks like he's going to have the power to bring it home. I don't know if he can handle it for another lap, but checkered flag for Michael Liddell. 0.21 seconds, another close finish. And David Wortman, here is your AM Division leader with 5 seconds over Pablo Araya, your pole sitter. What an incredible race. David Wortman, been with the league a long time. It's going to be great fun chatting with him. Awesome racing by everybody in the league tonight. Midwest-motorsports.com is where you can sign up on our Discord and get your entry in. It's free. Entries are always open. Thanks to everybody for showing up tonight. What an awesome race. And it looks like Francis Faustino is going to hold on to his podium. Jesse Coffey with a very strong fourth, up 4 positions. Here's Pablo Araya in second. Justin Shoup going to bring it home 5th in class. Cody Height brings it home 6th.
Kyle,
Ryan,
you sent it. You told me you would send it, and you did. Proud of him.
Man of his word, Kyle Ryan.
that car looks sent.
Somebody licked a stamp.
I'll run down your results here if you want to grab these guys in Discord for the interview.
You got it.
Oh, sending it even more here at the end of the race. Your Pro Division race winner, Michael Liddell, came down to the wire. They traded back and forth for the last 10 minutes. Michael Liddell finishing out on top, put it on the pole, finished there. Unfortunately, Shea McNeely did not finish, but Jason Wahlberg in second. Great battle there. Francis Faustino continues strong runs. That is his second top 5 in the pro class. Great run for Francis. Jesse Coffey getting around CJ Barzak with minutes to spare for fourth. CJ Barzak fifth. Good run for him. Ian Bakaitis sixth. Chris Goldsmith making his way back up after some issues on the early running. Christopher Rowe eighth. Shea McNeely and Jack Lucas retiring early. Rest in peace to Jack. In the AM division, David Wortman with the win. Pablo Araya second. Troy Nissen third. Rick Bundren and Justin Shoup fourth and fifth. Cody Height sixth. Kyle Ryan seventh. Ron Kabiltes eighth. Ben Wall ninth. Nick Moffitt 10th. Keith Robert 11. Michael Harris 12th. Race director Josh Watt 13. Gerard Rupert 14. Kevin Mayer 15. And Nick Aslin 16. Not finishing the race.
We saw some incredible racing tonight. Let's start off with the AM division. Congratulations goes out to David Wortman. David, it's James and Adam in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, congratulations, man. It looks like you had a lot of fun tonight. You pitted a lot earlier than I expected, a lot earlier than the leaders for sure. Was that part of your strategy? Talk us about your pre-race technique and then talk us about the first half of your race.
Yeah, so it was planned. I didn't have damage or anything. At the beginning of the race, we noticed, I was on chat with a couple of other guys, and we noticed that we were just a couple laps shy of a full race of fuel. So I knew I could pit early and still have enough to make it to the end. So I kind of just put it in my head that if I encountered a lot of traffic or got into like a really heated battle and I was losing a lot of time or just not in the right mental space, then I'd take a pit stop and get clean air. And so I came up on a group of probably 3 or 4 guys battling, and I was like, you know what? I think now's the time. Just hopped in and gave myself some clean air. I think that helped a lot.
Getting in the right mental space. Boy, that's something you could write a book on, David.
Yeah.
I'd buy one. I'd buy that book.
Yeah. I like pit stops for that because I tend to get in my head a lot, and especially when I'm battling other people. So a pit stop is kind of a chance to just get out of the heat and take a quick break. So.
Yeah, nice. Adam, you got anything for our AM division winner?
No, that's sage advice. That's a strategy that I used to use in disc golf tournaments. Other golf tournaments, you can use the same. If you are feeling your mental space be a little off, just step out of the tee box, get yourself into the pit and recenter, refocus, get that energy fired back in. It looked like you were dialed in there at the end. Were you thinking about trying to hold Chris Goldsmith off through the end, or were you just worried about making sure you maintained your race win?
No, I knew, I know Chris, and I know he's got pace on me usually. So, I knew that, I wasn't going to let him by easily, but if I made a mistake or something, right, I wasn't going to fight him. I was just going to let him go. So I think I went a little deep into turn 2 at one point, and I just came on the voice and I just told him to take it. So that way he knew I wasn't going to try and fight him or anything. It wasn't my race. So.
That's right. That's what we said.
Yeah. Yep. But no, shout out to all the AM guys. It was a great race. Cody, I think Troy I had some battles with, and Pablo was putting the heat on me there for quite a while. So just shout out to those guys.
I was going to ask you about the battle with Pablo. How bad were you sweating? Because I was sweating up here and I'm not even driving. Yeah.
Yeah, I need a new T-shirt. We'll put it that way.
Very nice, man.
It was good. I really enjoy that kind of stuff, and shout out to him. He was really heaping on the pressure, so makes it fun.
Made it a lot of fun for us too, David. Enjoy your win. Congratulations, man. Take this one on. We'll look for you next week.
Great run.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. That's David Wortman, your AM division winner. What awesome battles we've had this season and continue to have. But for the lead, speaking of battles, Michael Odell and Jason Wahlberg went back and forth there 3 or 4 times at the end. Michael, you spent a little longer in the pits. Talk us through your strategy there, man. Did you what's the deal? Fill us in.
We ran the Ferrari strategy tonight, which is just we are checking because at first I'm like, okay, everyone keeps saying don't do tires. I'm like, here's the thing though. if I can get enough of a gap, I can get tires, because I was assuming that it was where they're both done at the same time. So when I pulled into the pits, I'm like, why is it not jacking the car up? I put tires, and then as the fuel's done, the car goes up. I'm like, oh,
That's why.
that's not good. That's not good. There goes the gap. So from there on, even that's when I had that spin, was I was trying to really hustle it on cold tires, and I'm okay. Take a second, bring them up to temp. I have time. Once I have the temp into them, then I can really kind of hustle it. And I think I got the record for the farthest brake bias on this thing. I ran almost 6.5 and 7 back on this thing just to get it to a point initially. So it was a good hustle. Got up back next to him, and then I'm like, okay, I don't want to try to burn the good tire I have off and trying to run away and then causing another spin. So it was just holding on from there, and we had a really good battle at the end.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Well, it's amazing that you didn't know ahead of time about that. Now you know, so remember that for the remaining 6 races, but 7 races. But also, yeah, talk us through that battle with Jason Wahlberg. First of all, what a class act he's been. He's got two races so far and 2 wins. So you're up against the points leader, not wanting to, ruin his season, of course. Sorry, you've had a bad couple races with your equipment, but yeah, let's talk about those last few laps where you guys were changing places. Must have been 3 or 4 times in the last 5 laps. That was awesome.
Yeah, me and him, I think we're playing penalty leapfrog for the first 2, because he'd get a penalty, he'd check up, I'd go by, I'd get a penalty, I'd check up, he'd go by, and then at the end there, me and him both were like, okay, I know that he's gonna have the draft and have a lot more of a run into the corners, but then if I can at least either, if we're side by side, like a few times you saw around the outside, I was able to just be like, okay, I have the tire to where I can kind of just flat foot it out and try to hold that way. So yeah, it took some time out of me with the tire, but also at the same time with coming back and being able to fight with him, it helped.
So they were slowdowns. We thought you might just be toying with them, or toying with the broadcast, or toying with your dad's heart rate, because looks like he was watching online.
No, I don't want to mess with anyone's heart rates. I just, with the 2 slowdowns I got, it's
Okay.
3-second slowdowns, and they do not like to clear. Like, I'm sure even if you asked him, it's just we'd park it on Apex, get out, have a coffee break, get back in, and you still have a 3-second slowdown. It's like, okay. So there's not really a good way to clear it other than just parking it pretty much and hoping it clears it before they catch you.
Well, thanks for entertaining the race. Adam, you got anything for Michael?
No, just make sure you check in with your father. You stressed him out there at the end with the last 10 minutes of racing. So just check in, make sure he's okay, and can calm down before bed, get a nice rest tonight. I did want to ask, it seemed like the curbs were pretty aggressive for the car, right? The suspension really gets unsettled. It looked like last week that was struggling for drivers as well, taking the bus stop. Have you found that gathering the car back in, if you get a little too much on the suspension there, has been difficult, or is that pretty normal, do you think?
Yeah, well, they had an update for it today, but it's like this car essentially joined the NASA program when it comes to suspension. So every time you hit the curbs, you have to be millimeter perfect, or the game will pogo you. And that's what you saw a few times, even when I got the slowdown, was I was a little bit too far to the right, and it considered that a cut course. But if I were straddling the curb where the right side tire is hugging that gray concrete and that curb, it can help pull the car. So my time gain was through utilizing it, but also if you utilize too much, the car pogos. It's a very tough thing, especially in these cars, especially side by side. That was a little sketchy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Twice. Yeah.
Twice, especially at Canada Core or not Canada Core, it was Wall of Champions there. Twice, I'm like, I'm surprised neither of us tapped each other. But yeah, it's a very difficult thing with this car, which I'm sure iRacing will fix later on. But for now, it's a very big risk assessment of performance outright versus curb risk. And as you can see, if you can get inch perfect laps, you can get performance out of it, but also how quick it falls apart if you're a little bit to the left or right off of them.
There you go. Make sure that your eyes aren't bigger than your stomach when you think about how much sausage you want to eat. James?
Can you turn down a good sausage though?
Thank you.
No, you can't turn down a good sausage. Nobody in their right mind could. Well, again, thanks for animating the race. It was a lot of fun, and it was exciting to watch. Hopefully, it was exciting for you. We'll take a week off, and we'll come back to your second favorite track, Road Atlanta, right?
Ooh, okay. Now you guys are convincing me instead of being a stand-in for a few to run a season now. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's what we got on the lineup. Everybody's invited. Signups are always open and always free. Midwest-motorsports.com. Congratulations on a great win tonight, Michael.
Thank you very much. Good hearing from you again.
You too. A lot of fun. A lot of
See you in
fun
2
tonight,
weeks.
Adam.
Yeah, what a great race. Saw battles up and down. That battle for the win in the Pro Division was great. Shout out to Jason Wahlberg for laying that down. That's 3 straight top 5s for Jason Wahlberg. So if anybody wants to beat him, they're going to have to start doing it.
That's right.
Michael
You
O'Dell,
got a
you're going to have
week
to show up
practice.
again next week if you want to do it, or in 2 weeks. But yeah, great race, James. Thanks. Glad to have you back. It's good to hear your voice, and I'm sure everybody else feels the same way.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun, man. I love it. Glad to be back, and hopefully we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll get Road Atlanta underway. Enjoy your week off, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to drop a like and to subscribe while you're here. And until then, we'll catch you in a couple of weeks. Good night, everybody. And don't forget to
And I approve of this message.
stay in your lane.